So here's a ready-made tiramisu that they sell at Costco for $18.99. And if we look at the ingredients here, it's a mile long, and it's got canola oil, and it's got modified cornstarch, there's cellulose gum, sodium phosphate. I think we can do a homemade version, and it's going to be really, really good. When it comes to Italian desserts, you really can't beat a delicious tiramisu. And this espresso flavored creamy dessert is perfect for any occasion. Now, there are as many recipes for tiramisu as there are Italian grandmothers, and each has their own little twist. And today I'm going to share with you my version. So let's get started. Now, when you look at different recipes for tiramisu, you'll see that some recipes require a very specific ingredient, and that is mascarpone cheese. And what mascarpone cheese essentially is Italian cream cheese. Now, it's made very similarly to our North American cream cheese. The only difference is that it's made with whole cream, whereas our North American cheese is made with milk. So because of this, the fat content in mascarpone cheese is higher, and it results in this very silky, velvety, creamy, rich, slightly sweet flavor. Our cream cheese, on the other hand, is a lighter, airier, still very creamy, and it has a slight tang. Now, the big question is, can you substitute regular cream cheese for mascarpone if you like? And the answer is absolutely yes. And people living in Italy do this all the time. Sometimes they'll use mascarpone, sometimes they'll use even a light cream cheese, depending on the type of texture they want to achieve. Now we're going to pick up our ingredients, and we are going to need some savoiardi, or otherwise known as ladyfingers. And these are the type that I normally get, but you can also use this kind, and these are giant ladyfingers. And the texture with these, it'll be more like a cake, which is absolutely delicious. I've done it with both, and they both turn out really, really well. But these are the ones that I normally get, so these are the ones I'm going to stick with. So here we have some Italian mascarpone cheese, and as I said, this is Italian cream cheese, and this is absolutely wonderful. It's very thick and rich and smooth and velvety. And if we look at the price of it, for 475 grams, it's $13.88. Or you could go for regular cream cheese, and you could get 2 of these, which would be the equivalent amount of the mascarpone, and this would be $8. So for the price difference, I think I'm just going to go with the regular cream cheese. And we'll also need some whipping cream. Now we're going to make the operative ingredient for this recipe, and that's 1.5 to 2 cups of espresso. If you don't have espresso, that's okay. Just make a couple cups of strong coffee and let it cool to room temperature. This is something you'll want to do ahead of time, as you don't want to be using hot coffee for this. Once the coffee is cool, this recipe only takes about 10 minutes, and it is so easy. Now we'll take 2 cups of whipping cream and beat it with about 1/2 cup of sugar. To the whipped cream mixture, then add 1 cup of either mascarpone cheese if you're using that, or cream cheese, and mix it until it's combined. Set that aside for the moment, and we'll get our coffee and ladyfingers ready to assemble. Next, pour the coffee into a bowl. And this is optional, but my secret ingredient is a little bit of Courvoisier, and I use about 3 tablespoons. I don't really measure because you can't measure life. Now we'll get our pan ready to assemble our tiramisu. I happen to have a loaf pan that fits the ladyfingers perfectly, but you can use a 9x13 pan or an 8x8 pan. It doesn't really matter. Dip the ladyfingers into the coffee and place in the pan, but it has to be quick, just a second or so, because they'll disintegrate if you leave them in there for longer. Now top the ladyfingers with some of the whipped cream mixture. and do another layer just like the first one. Lastly, we'll take a little bit of cocoa powder and sprinkle it on the top. And that's all there is to it. Just wrap it up in plastic wrap and let it rest in the fridge for 2 or 3 hours before serving. Now, tiramisu is also the perfect make-ahead dessert because you can store it in the fridge for 2 to 3 days, or alternatively, you can put it in a freezer-safe container and it'll store nicely in the freezer for up to 2 months. You just need to take it out and thaw it out overnight before you want to use it. This is so good. That little bit of Courvoisier that I put in there just makes it, but you can certainly use whatever liqueur you like or omit it altogether. But this is such a quick and simple take on tiramisu that is light and airy, and it's perfect for any occasion. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone. I appreciate you spending a bit of your day with me. Take care, and we'll catch you in the next one.